Hi everyone, welcome to today's videos. Today I will be sharing with you some tips how to get a job in investment banking as a business analyst. And this is part 1 of 2-part series. Today we will dive into the 3 different areas. First is the skills and the qualification that you need in order to get in the analysis industry, including real life examples. The second, how to gain experience and build your skill set. And finally, how to tailor your application in order to stand out from the crowd. In the next video, part 2 will be covering networking and also how the best and effectively do research around the industry. And also I will be providing to you tips for a best approach in the interviews. So first of all, what is business analyst in investment banking? Business analyst is the bridge between technical team and business sides. As the business analyst, you're helping bank to optimize its operations, analyze financial data and support some key decision makings. So your work might involve gathering environments to build a new software, analyzing or building financial models, or working on regulatory compliance projects. Now I want to share with you a bit of my own journey. So when I was doing my MBA, I knew at that time that I wanted to be in analytics and finance areas. And I started applying right at the beginning of my program. Let me tell you, I applied for approximately hundreds of different organizations. I know it sounds crazy, but trust me, every application or interview taught me something new. Eventually, I received an offer from consultancy company where I had complete 2 months training. This training was unpaid with only travel expenses coverage. Of course, it was a big risk, but fortunately it was well paid off. That experience was invaluable and I was placed into investment banking after completion of my training. And yes, it's super important to have a clear goal and stay committed to it. Because trust me, it will help you to keep going when the things will get tough, and they will do very often. So what skills do you need to get successful business analyst? Let's break down. First of all, you need analytical thinking and problem solving skills. For example, in a lot of investment banking, you will be required to analyzing massive data set in the defining trading patterns or forecasting market trends. Your ability here quickly break down the problem and came up with the solution is the key here. The second, there is communication skills. So as the business analyst, you are very often will be required to explain a complex concept to the people that might not have a finance background. For example, you will have to talk to the technology team, to the development team, as you are the gap, if you remember, between what business need and between the development team. You will have to be very concise and clear in the documentation which are you about to present to your development team, as this is the team who will be actually building the solution to any requirements raised from the business side. Next is your technical skills. Tools like Excel, SQL, Python, they must have. Often business analysts, me as the business analyst, I work with the Excel to create dashboard, I use SQL to pull data from different databases, Python I use often, for example, for visualization purposes or maybe some very deep analysis. And don't forget about online courses. Currently there is a lot of platforms that offer free courses like analytics, SQL learning, for example, LinkedIn learning. For example, I'm sure many people, they don't know that if you look at the Harvard University website, you will be able to find that actually university offers a free online courses. As you can see, some of them is the introduction to computer science, introduction to programming with Scratch, the web programming with the Python and JavaScripts, and that's just few of them. Can you believe all of those courses are available there for free? All you need is time and dedication and make most of those opportunities. Also, in one of my videos, I was talking in details about the key skills of the business analyst. Please have a look. And lastly, let's talk about financial knowledge. Financial concepts are very crucial when you are working in investment banking. You need to know your way around financial statements, market trends, and you have to understand also how different financial products work, like corporate bonds or derivatives. For example, last year I completed CQF. It's the world-known program which stands for Certificate in Quantitative Finance, which provides a lot of the knowledge of understanding on pricing a lot of financial products, from the FX to fixed income and rates. Maybe this is not a program that you can do as the student, because of this is quite also expensive and it's time consuming, but there is a lot of free available sources where you can learn about the pricing of financial products. As far as the qualification goes, qualification in business, in IT, in finance, in economic, they can help, but this is not only the case. For what I wanted to say, that I have been working along in my career with the people who came from different backgrounds. Even I work with some colleagues who had a qualification in history and they have been working in the business analyst area. You can also become a certified as the business analyst professional through a different certification. Also, agile certification will add value to your resume. And of course, relevant internship are gold here. So how to build those skills and gain experience. So during your university, please try to focus on the courses that will help you to build your analytical skills, like finance, economic, stats, or information systems. For example, in my MBA course, we were doing finance and investment decision making, which I found extremely helpful. Also, you can participate in case competition or business challenges. Some of them, like CFA Research Challenge, that's a great way to learn how to work with the real business cases. Going back to my MBA studies, of course, as many of you know, that MBA offers each of their courses a lot of real business cases. I remember when I was doing courses also like marketing or innovation and entrepreneurship. So we had a local base also companies or businesses that they were coming to our universities and they were asking for real case solution. So they were presenting us with the problem, and we as a team, of course, we had to present the solution to that problem, for example. And this was one of the most valuable, of course, experience in my MBA studies, because at the end of the project you realize that you deliver a real solution to a real business. Another key part of your journey is professional development. Think about internship. I know a lot of people who were doing internship while they were studying in investment banking, and not only, where they were shadowing a business analyst, and this is the best way to learn all the ins and outs of the role. And of course, when we talk about internship, you should not be focusing just about investment banking. Any experiences linked to the data analysis and business processes will help you a lot in your future. And lastly, work on your real example and showcase your skills. For example, you can create financial models on the public company data, which is available in the internet for all people. So you can try to analyze business threats, for example, using Excel or Tableau, and then try to share those projects and your experiences in LinkedIn, for example. Now let's talk about tailoring your application. It's very important that your resume, your cover letter and your LinkedIn profile, all of those, they actually tell the cohesive stories. From your resume highlights key skills like data analysis, financial modeling and stakeholders management if you had any. Use action words and try to qualify your achievables. For example, instead of saying help improve data processes, you can say improve data accuracy by 25% through implementing a new database system. Or if you're a student, use action words in your academic experiences. For example, instead of saying assisted in organizing a club event, say led a team of 10 to organize a charity fundraiser, increasing attendance by 30% compared to the previous year. Or if it's class project, instead of work on a market research project, You could say conducted market research for a class project surveying 150 participants and presenting insights that led to a 20% improvements in our proposed business strategy. The next is your cover letter. This is your way to show employer why you're exactly the right fit to the company. Mention why you're interested in a specific investment banking. Highlight how your skills, your qualification, your experience will actually bring value to that position that you are applying. Some of the banks, they are focused on their sustainable finance efforts. For example, when I was applying in some of the banks, let's say in my postgraduate major project, I was writing about corporate sustainability. So of course I mentioned that because of this would align how my experience can align with company's values or strategy. And there is of course LinkedIn. LinkedIn, it's like your digital resume. Showcase your skills, certification and project in LinkedIn. And don't just forget about that. Share articles, comment on industry news, and please try to engage as much as possible with content which is related to the business analysis and investment banking. This actually shows that you're actively engaged in the field and makes you more visible to recruiters. Before we wrap up, here are 2 key tips for you to keep in mind. Start early and be consistent. Whether you're still studying or just started a job search, start building your skills and applying as soon as possible. The more applications you are sending out, the more interviews you will experience. And this will prepare you to land the right opportunity for you. And second, leverage your experience. And remember that everything counts, from university project to internships and even voluntary work. Tailor your CV and your cover letter to highlight some of the key skills like teamwork, data analysis and problem solving. And finally, don't be discouraged by setbacks. Remember, I applied for about 100 of different roles. With persistent preparation and right mindset, you will be able to land the job as the business analyst in investment banking. Thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, to subscribe and leave your comments below. I would love to hear from you. Thank you very much for watching me and see you in the next video.